Good morning. How's everybody doing? Just wait a few seconds here so we can get some people on board. Run over some news real quick. I think one of the bigger stories from yesterday for me was what Mighty Mouse had to say about Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison is calling out Amanda Nunes. I think that's a very, very, very bad idea. If I was Kayla Harrison, I would retire. Mighty Mouse is suggesting Kayla should retire instead of fighting Amanda Nunes. Oh my. Is this a bad matchup for Kayla? Kayla versus Nunes? I think Nunes is late 30s. What do y'all think? Drop a comment. Sugar Shane O'Malley wants to return to the UFC octagon in December. Here's what he had to say. The division's going to play out over the next few months. We'll see where it goes. December seems like it would make sense for me to get back in there. Sugar Show back in the octagon December. Justin Gaethje says he will retire if he does not receive a title shot. He wants to fight the winner of Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira in 18 days at UFC 317. What do y'all think? Should Justin get it? Should Armin get it? Should someone else get it? I think Armin and Gaethje should fight it out. That's what I think. What do you think? I think they should just fucking fight it out, man. Jesus. Kamaru Usman says a fight versus Islam Makhachev would be a blockbuster. Wow. If Usman beats Buckley, Islam beats JDM, maybe. Tony Ferguson says Islam Makhachev is way better than Khabib. Here's what he had to say. Here's his quote. I think Makhachev is a better grappler than Khabib. Whoa. I think Islam's not gonna do so bad at 170. Tony's given some praise to Islam, and Tony wants to go on the Ultimate Fighter with Khabib, coach against him. That's his thing. Want to see that, guys? I think the ship sailed on that one. Alex Pereira said his body got really tired during that 2024 stretch, and he needed some time off. So he's taking some time off. He's going to start getting into the swing of things. He carried the company for the year. Give him some time off. Give him his title shot. Give him his rematch. Let him come back on his terms. You guys can wait around for him for a little bit. Wait around. Big news here. UFC CEO Dana White will promote Canelo versus Crawford boxing super event from Las Vegas, which will air live on Netflix September 13th. Once again, Dana White's promoting Canelo Crawford. Good for Dana. Also, if you're thinking what I was thinking, UFC 319 is in August. There's no pay-per-view in September for the UFC. And then the next pay-per-view is UFC 320, and that would be October 4th, I believe. So there's no UFC event conflicting with Canelo Crawford. And that's going to be live on Netflix. The last time Netflix did a big event, boxing event, was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. It was a disaster. What's up, man? Where you from? I'm from Florida. We're in Florida. You can see the background. We're in the woods. I'm near Disney, which is Orlando area. In case you missed it, Brian Battle versus Nursultan Ruzabov, welterweight bout, set for UFC 319 August 16th, and that's going to be on the Dreykus versus Kamzat card in Chicago. Joshua Van steps in from Manel Cape. Manel Cape injured, broke his foot. There was a video, completely legit. So Joshua Van offers to step in from Manel Cape to fight Brandon Royval, and that's in 18 days at UFC 317 in Las Vegas. Man, Joshua Van, what a stud, man. Very impressed with that kid. 23 years old, bought his mom a house. I mean, what were you doing when you were 23? What were you doing when you were 23? When I was 23, I was in the Navy on my third or fourth year, probably out in the ocean somewhere or overseas in the Mediterranean or in Virginia. That's what I was doing when I was 23. So real quick on the Jones versus Aspinall saga. John Jones agreed to fight Tom Aspinall and then went back on it. And this is what Ariel Helwani had to say. John agreed to the money. John agreed to the fight, the date, everything. And later came back and said he's not interested in fighting Tom Aspinall. So at this point in time right now, John Jones doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall. He wants to fight Francis Ngannou. That's the last I heard. I don't know. I mean, what can you do? Can't make him fight. Can't make him fight. Unbelievable story. Patty Pimblett says Ilya Topuria was afraid of Volkanovski rematch. Here's his quote. One of the reasons why he moved to lightweight is because he didn't want to have to fight a rematch with Volk. That's Patty. Kayla Harrison's manager says... she will make Amanda Nunes quit, just like in training. We got some guests here now. Oh, that, huh? That's my son. It's 8:23. Yeah, we've already had breakfast. We already woke up. Good morning, son. Yeah, I know what you're doing. Yeah, he's doing some business. So we'll move on with the news. Justin Gaethje feels disrespected and plans to retire from MMA if he does not get the winner of Ilya versus Charles. That's a tough one. There's no UFC pay-per-view for September. UFC 319, August. UFC 320. And that's October 4th. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Dana White doubles down and says John Jones will definitely fight Tom Aspinall. Arman Sarukian says congratulations on retirement to Gaethje, which is funny. Sean O'Malley says he's not sad about his loss. Sean O'Malley says Merab was different this time. Stronger, better. Where does O'Malley go now, huh? Tough one. UFC men's pound-for-pound rankings updated. You got Makhachev 1, Merab 2, Jones 3, Topuria 4, Dricus 5, Ankalaev 6, 7 Volk, 8 JDM, 9 Pereira, 10 Pantoja. Yeah, that's what we got for news. Diego Lopez wants all the smoke. He'll fight anybody. He's called out. He's accepted fights with Gene Silva, Aaron Pico, Yair. He's cool with Lerone Murphy. And there's one other one he's cool with. Movsvar. Diego just wants to get that win. He wants to be in the win column. It's tough sitting on a loss. Ilya Topuria says he's going to touch Charles Oliveira's chin and it's going to explode. That's what he had to say. I mean, that's confidence, man. He's going for it. Let's go check over to... Hey, be sure to follow us on all our socials. We have about 1 million on Instagram. over 1 million on Facebook, bunch of good groups. If you go to MMA Uncensored, Facebook, Instagram, follow us, and then go to MMA Pack and follow us. We'll have links to the groups. All the groups are free. Good place to talk and chat with your friends. It's like a Discord. Our groups, one of them's 500,000, one of them's 100,000, the other one's like 60,000. A lot of good people in them groups. So if you want to start networking or doing more chatting in groups and whatnot, follow us. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that. And this is our YouTube, so you can subscribe here if you want to. Just going to run over all the news. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got Jackson Podcast. We got some new guests coming out this week. We got some huge guests coming out prior to UFC 319. I can't say anything more than that, but there's some big guests coming on Jackson Podcast. We work with Jackson Podcast. Yep. Great company there. Bear, Rampage, TJ, all them guys. Probably my favorite podcast right now, Jackson Podcast. Go check them out. They're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Everything is at Jackson Podcast. Big shout out to them. Every Friday they have a new Behind the Brand, which is basically behind the scenes. They show the training of the fighters, grappling, a lot of funny skits. A lot of good stuff. So Amanda Nunes is planning to return to the UFC Octagon. Francis Ngannou is open to the return, but Dana shut it down. Merab says he would definitely not want to fight Volk. He said he'd rather kill himself than fight Volk. He'd rather just cut weight, I guess out of respect. Bryce Mitchell is rumored to be dropping down to 135 to fight Said Nurmagomedov, Abu Dhabi, July 26th. And that's it for the news, guys. We'll be back here next couple days, do some more news. Have a good day.